Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be talking about the amazing Spider-Man series, the TASM1 and TASM2, starring Andrew Garfield, directed by Marc Webb. The films came out in 2012 and 2000, 2012 and 2014. It was so these films are very much hated by people, and these films got very bad reviews by critics. But I, 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 I like this film. I like both of them, and I still consider Andrew Garfield my most favorite Spider-Man. So let's talk about TASM1 first. Um, it's the normal origin story. Peter gets bitten by a radioactive spider and turns into Spider-Man. But he isn't portrayed as Spider-Man at first. He's portrayed more as a villain, as a bully at first. And because he wants to find the man who killed Uncle Ben, mostly. And then there is this one scene with the villain. Andrew could have caught the villain and had a good name with the city and the police and stuff. But there was also this one kid dangling in the bridge inside a car. So if he chose to save the kid, which made him truly Spider-Man. And then the villain, Dr. Curtis Connors. This man doesn't have one arm in this film, so he wants an arm. He so he and he's Peter's father's friend. So Peter and him meet up, and they share a bond together. Then Peter helps him with cross genetic stuff, and then eventually Curtis Connors turns himself into a lizard. Then he has this one motive of having a world without weakness. So his main plot is to turn the whole city into lizards. So that way nobody would have to be weak. They would have the same powers as a lizard. Now, there's only one small thing about this film that I kind of find not good, which is the whole thing where you have to turn the whole city into lizards. That was some okay kind of thing, but I didn't like it much. But then I gave it a harder thought. Then I said, like, okay, maybe the reason behind it and how they explained it was very good. So then again, the bad thing became slightly a good thing, but still the plot is kind of meh. So TASM1 is out. Let's continue with TASM2. This film is considered as one of the worst Spider-Man films of all time, and I completely disagree in my opinion. Like, there's a lot of things good and quite a few things bad about this film, but there are more good things, of course. So let's start off with the music in this film is very good. My favorite music in this whole film is the electro theme. It was top notch. It was amazing. Then I love the CGI, the visual effects and everything in this film. This has this has to be one of the best visual effects I've seen in the whole Spider-Man franchise. Saying from Spider-Man 1 to Spider-Man Far From Home. Because No Way Home has an equally good amount of visual effects. But if I had to choose, I would say TASM2. Now let's talk about the story, which is Max Dillon, a guy who works at Oscorp, is seen as an unnoticed scientist. He wants to be noticed. So he works at Oscorp, and then Spider-Man saves him one time, and he becomes like a crazed fanboy like thing. And then what we did is, he was working at Oscorp, then he accidentally fell into a tank of electric eels. Then he got bit, so of course that made him turn into Electro. So what the the way Electro is shown, like the way he has rivalry with Spider-Man, it's all perfect. But some people still hate it. And that's their opinion. But my opinion, it was all went perfect. But as I said, there's quite a number of things in this film that went bad. Now, first of all, let's start off with all the subplots. If we have Electro, why do we need Harry Osborn as the Green Goblin? Like, have you even seen him? And they call it the Osborn disease. Just call him cocaine and finish with it. Like, he looks terrible, but then again, he's the Green Goblin. So, yeah, he should look terrible, which is fitting for the character. And Dane DeHaan's acting of the character was good. But then again, we didn't really need. But if we were going to get a Green Goblin, we didn't really need Electro then. They had to pick between one. Instead, they added two. Then we had to worry about when. Whilst the fight itself is happening, we had to worry about where this man went and what happened to him. Now, the second thing on the subplots part is that while the fight is happening and we are worrying about this man, they also made us care about that plane that was going to crash, if it was going to crash or not, because of the electricity. We didn't really need that. Like, we could have just went with Electro and focused on him, but then Sony made us also give some of our focus to Green Goblin. Then it gave us focus to the airplane. Like, three things at once. That's what made it slightly a mess, like a thing. Now, another thing bad about this film is all the deleted scenes that could have made this film better. Like, there was this one scene of Curtis Connors. Wait, that was the first film. No, that was the first film, sorry. There was this one scene where Harry is shown in Oscorp. The tower is like evacuating, it's all destroyed. Then he would say, tell Felicia to get out. Then he would fly away. This scene wasn't even complete, but it was good. It could have been, but since it was good, Sony just deleted it. And there's a few more deleted scenes that could have made this film an overall success. But I don't blame anyone. I don't blame Andrew Garfield. His acting was so good. I don't blame Emma Stone. Their chemistry was also so good. I don't blame any of the actors. They all did their part very well. I don't blame the director, because if he had full control over the film and his vision was correct, the film would have been a success. Who I do blame is Sony. Sony did this film bad. If Sony wasn't involved and the director had full control, this film would have been good. When I say Sony, I meant Sony and specifically one producer. And the other one, I forgot the other one's name, but one I know. His name is Abiy Arad. If you make a third film after Spider-Man No Way Home, sorry, I spoiled it. If you make a third Andrew Garfield film, please lock Abiy Arad out of the meeting room. Please, just lock him out of the film. It's not good, not a good idea to include him. He trashed 3 Spider-Man films in a row. Spider-Man 3, his vision blatantly wasted everything, because we didn't really need Venom. We could have just went with the new Goblin. Then TASM1, he's the reason some of the things that the director didn't want was added. So, and that was the reason the film failed. And then TASM2, as I already explained it, he added stuff that we didn't really need. So then we gone. I mean, yeah. So, oh yeah, Avi Arad is one of the reasons. Then there's the other producers. Basically, Sony ruined the franchise. Marvel did a way better thing with Spider-Man. So, just please, if you make TASM3. Also, one more thing before I cut the video. I just want to say that these the thing where is that some old people said that people can change in a matter of seconds. And yes, that is true. People can change in a matter of seconds, and I have learned that through Spider-Man No Way Home, because before this film came out, everyone trashed Andrew Garfield for Spider-Man. They trashed both the TASM films. But after Spider-Man No Way Home came out, everyone is like, oh, this film is actually good. He actually played a perfect role. Everyone changed. And everyone wants TASM3 now. Most people want TASM2. So that's how people changed in a matter of seconds. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching my video. Like and subscribe if you want me to detail other movies and stuff like that. I don't care. I can do anything. Yep, peace, bye.